Welcome everyone to another edition of Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, and we are thrilled. We have an amazing guest today. She's the author of the great book, Don't Press Send, Katie Duffy Schumacher. I think I said it right. And the do's and don'ts, a mindful approach to social media. And we have a lot of questions. But Katie, first of all, let's get into your background, where it all started, and the motivation for writing this book.
Well, I am a teacher by trade, and I have been home raising my 3 teenagers who are absolutely immersed in technology and social media. And I saw firsthand in my home how they were growing up drastically different than I was growing up. And some of the things were positive, and many of them were unfortunately negative. So I went to my children's open school night, and they were talking about all the problems technology was bringing into the schools and into the community. So I decided to go ahead and try to create something by giving kids guidelines and strategies to use social media. Because I feel that it is absolutely necessary to have rules and regulations. There's rules in our schools, there's rules in society, yet in a cyber community, it's more like the Wild West. Anything goes, and we see what happens when we do not give kids rules. We have unbelievable amount of cruelness online. We know that children have ended their lives because of cyberbullying. And it's not only cyberbullying, it's also about safety as well. That children are talking to people they don't know online. There are many, many, many things that we need to address in this generation of children growing up with technology.
And Katie, let's talk about how this book has made an impact on some of the schools in Long Island, and also the fact that you've been able, through this book, to really make an impact in the communities. You give lectures, and I know you have a huge event coming up. So talk about the fact that this book is making a difference, about you spreading the message to school districts and doing lectures and hosting really big events that is going to gain a lot of knowledge for people out there that really need an education on social media.
Well, first of all, this generation of children are growing up with parents who ill prepared them for what was ahead, not because we didn't care, we didn't know, we didn't grow up with technology. So when I started in my own community of Rockville Center, teaching the children what I call cyber civics, many of the teachers lived in other towns, and they said, can you come to my district? Can you come to my district? So this is my 4th year, and I've gone all the way from East Hampton to Manhattan to Connecticut to Boston to many schools to spread my message of kind and careful online communication. And because I couldn't go everywhere, and because I saw the need was so great, I said, I'm going to write a book. I also developed an app. The app's been downloaded in 13 countries, which is simply the pledge, the Don't Press Send pledge, which is a guideline of lists that teaches kids how to use technology kindly and safely. My next big event would be at the end of this month. I'm doing a TED Talk, which the TED event is being held at Duffy University with 10 other wonderful speakers, and I'm very excited about spreading my message.
The date and time?
March 31st. It's from 9 a.m. till 3 o'clock. It's an event all day at Adelphi. So all the speakers will be speaking, and their message is what now is their topic, and it's words that inspire. So we have some really great speakers lined up that day. I'm happy to be part of this panel.
I have a couple of things I want to touch on. Is that I talked earlier, is that a couple of things that drive me crazy is I'll be in a subway or a bus, and there'll be 10, 12 people, mostly in their 20s and 30s, and they're on their cell phone the entire time. They never look up, they never make eye contact, they're on the cell phone. The other thing, Jean-Paul was a waiter, server, people go to a restaurant and through the entire meal, they're texting. They don't communicate with people they're having lunch with or dinner with, they're on their cell phone. Talk about that behavior and what can be done for that type of obsessive behavior.
Well, we all know these devices are addictive. We all are, to some extent or another. One of the reasons why this book was titled A Mindful Approach to Social Media, and mindfulness is a word that you're going to be hearing, and I'm sure you already have. It is a movement right now, and I am thrilled it is movement. I did not need to be taught to be mindful in my day because I woke up, I went out in the streets, I was engaged, and I was active in this. I had no distraction. Today, that is not the thing. So now we need to teach children to be present. We need to teach them to go to an event, take their pictures, because they're memories. I like my pictures, then the phone goes away. You don't go to someone's party, graduation party, and do this the whole time. Oh no, I don't like that one. Do it again, Oh, video. 3-hour event, and they missed it. You're there for someone's bar mitzvah, sweet 16, to celebrate someone else. It's not about you. So we want to teach children to be engaged, to be mindfully engaged. What mindfulness offers is a more present life, an engaged life, and a fulfilling life. And these children need these skills. And there are so many skills that mindfulness offers: regulating emotions, being present and engaged, teaching kids to pause before they post, think before you click, respond, not react. It's everything is instant. And that's not how you make good decisions. You have to think things through.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right, we've come to the end of this segment. Hope you enjoy it. Again, the book is called Don't Press Send. And Katie, let's end this segment. Let's end all the segments with, how can people get a copy of this book?
This book is available on Amazon. You could also get it on my website, don'tpresssend.org, which I highly recommend you going on. You could also download the app for free. And on the website, it's always updated with newest apps that are out there, things to be aware of, positives. There's many positives about social media as well.
Welcome back to another segment of Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie. Don't Press Send, with the author, Katie Duffy Schumacher. I was reading something in the book, and I've seen this happen, and I can even remember a horror story, is that God forbid a child, a student, loses their cell phone. They act like it's the absolute worst thing in the world. One horrible story happened in Manhattan a couple years ago. A girl dropped a cell phone on the subway tracks. She went down to retrieve it and got killed by a subway car, oncoming subway car. So let's talk about that. Is that the parents' fault? Is that the child's fault? So let's talk about the importance of a cell phone in society today, especially, God forbid, a child loses that or misplaces that cell phone.
It's an appendage. It is not a device anymore. Our children, I speak to students from second grade all the way through college. It is an addiction. The studies have shown that it has the same response as a drug. When it rings, when it dings, it sends off the same response in your brain. It is absolutely addictive. I have gone to schools where kids have left. They're in rehab centers because of gambling, online gambling. Some of them devices in the gamings they're addicted to. That we are giving these devices younger and younger. And I am going to tell you this, and I am going to be talking about this at my TED Talk, that there is no doubt in my mind that we are giving these devices to children who are not mature enough. Think about this logically. When computers first came out, they told us to put it in our kitchen. Put it somewhere where you know what they're on. So we did. Then my oldest son, who's now in college, he got the first phone, which was a flip phone, which there was texting. You'd press 3-5 times, one like you have. Yeah.
Let's get
I love this. I love my flip phone from the dark ages.
Okay. And then the iPhone came out, and the smartphone. So my son asked me, can I have an iPhone? I said, I'm not spending $170 on a phone. And he said, it's a free upgrade. And I said, sure, it's a free upgrade, you can have it. I gave him a handheld computer. That's what I did. I gave him access to the world, and I wasn't the only one. So that's what happened. So now we're giving kids younger and younger and younger. Like I just said, second grade, more than half the class has them. So imagine that. Kids are impulsive by nature. That's what happens with maturity. That kids make mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes in my teens. I'm very glad there were not phones, that they documented. I am very glad that that didn't happen, because that's called growing up. So now we give an impulsive kid a device where they can be impulsive with it, and we're shocked. We're shocked at all the mistakes. We're shocked that they're taking pictures without clothing on. We're shocked that they're being mean to each other. Well, we gave it to them, but we gave it to them not knowing. And when you said whose fault it is, I'm a parent in the thick of it like everybody else, so I don't like to point the finger. We didn't know. And that's why the first chapter of this is unfamiliar territory. We are raising children in the technological revolution, and we didn't prepare them. But we can't, just because we don't know how to use technology like them, Doesn't mean we can't give them guidelines. Doesn't mean you can't set limits. Doesn't mean you can't say, don't use your cell phone as an alarm clock. It doesn't belong in your room. You can't have computers in your room. Those are the things you need to do. You can't just put your hands up and say, oh, kids nowadays, this technology, it's not a fad. It's here to stay. Yeah. So we have to find its place for their sake. I don't want them to miss out on good relationships. What kind of relationships will they have if they can't look someone in the eye? If they can't, someone just told me their daughter came home from college and she has a new boyfriend. So she's always coming over today. So she goes, where are you going? She goes, oh, he just texted me, he's here. So the mother says, oh, he comes in. So the mother said, the kid couldn't have been nicer, he came in, he did whatever. She goes, and he didn't think there was anything wrong with that. But how are they gonna know if we don't say as parents, look, don't do that, make sure you go to their house. This is a new world, and they text each other all the time, we're outside, come outside. No, you shake my hand, this is my, and she said he was a nice kid. It wasn't about that. This can't be the norm. Exactly. Certain things are acceptable, and so, yes, I love that I can plunk my GPS and get here no problem. It's a great thing technology gave me. I can order my groceries from my bed and they show up at my house the next day. Great thing technology gave me. I don't want that interpersonal and that social and emotional growth to be stunted. That's what I worry about, the addiction piece.
Would you say it's bullying and cyberbullying is a national epidemic, something that you absolutely addressed in the book?
Yes, cyberbullying is absolutely an international epidemic, and the misuse of social media is the cause of that. The misuse of social media because there were no guidelines, led to an avenue where kids can be cruel to a level where cyberbullying exists.
Katie Duffy Schumacher, thank you so much. The book is Don't Press Send, and folks, you can get it on
Amazon.com.
And you can also get it on your
don'tpresssend.org.
And Katie, your big event coming up is when and where?
March 31st at Adelphi University.
From?
TED Talks.
All right, excellent. Katie, thank you so much for joining us, and we certainly hope that all our friends in social media get a lot out of this, out of the segments tonight. I think hopefully you watched all 3 segments and you learned a lot from Katie Duffy Schumacher. Don't press send. Thank you.